So a small update has been released, and to be honest, it's a lot more surprising, mainly with a lot of small changes here and there. You probably noticed this weapon on the screen that my character is holding, which will be one of the topics that will be for this video. Let's just get started with the video. But first, there's one thing I forgot to mention in my previous video when it came to the changes that were from the Pixel Pass. So they made a change with the mythical skin chest where it would now require you 700 pass XP compared to prior where it would require you 500 pass XP. It is a bit expensive, but I feel like this has to do with the recent changes that came with the seasonal challenges. But that's just the only thing I wanted to get out of the way here. Let's just get to the rest of the video. We're going to go over a few of these things that were mentioned from the list that's in the Discord server through the fixes and features channel. We'll start off with the first segment, which we'll talk about what's been going on as of recently. That being a few OG weapons getting a redesign. If you don't know what the recent redesigns for a few of the weapons are, you can probably go do is refer to the recent balance change. Well, not all the weapons that were mentioned from the balance changes to get a redesign, only a few. But we'll show a side-by-side comparison between the formal and the recent redesigns. We'll go through the categories from primary to heavies. And that's all the redesigns that we have from this patch. There's a few of these redesigns that I actually love in general. The Zombie Slayer looks more advanced than its previous model, but we can't ignore the Knight's Sword as it's a lot way more cooler than its original form. A few of these I don't necessarily hate, but nor do I even like them, like for example with the balloon cannon. But overall, the redesigns are pretty nice to see. Fun fact, both the Saturn as well as the Snowstorm redesign were actually leaked months before. Fun fact, both the Sandstorm as well as the Saturn redesigns were actually leaked months in advance, as both of these armory icons have been found in the game files for months now. But it's pretty surprising to see more weapons being redesigned compared to the ones that we had leaked. It's kind of strange you can't to do is change them back to the old model as with the case with the combat rifle or for the base weapons. But anyways, with the list, continuing on with a couple adjustments here and there, a couple bug fixes here and there, a slight change when viewing players' profiles, distinguishing months and minutes when it comes to seeing when was the last time a player last played, and one which is pretty surprising to see, that being the adjustment for the Chrono set. Now it seems like the developers aren't going to do is remove or entirely do is remove the iframes that comes from the Chrono set, which is practically the one thing that everyone has been complaining about for months now. But hey, at least they're doing something to it, which is expected to be scheduled for next season, which I feel like the effect should be removed entirely from the game. For Resurrection, it took 2 years after many complaints for it to be removed completely. Well, besides it being in the game files. Well, there's not much to talk about for now, so I guess that'll do for the video. Well, the update is live and prepared for the next event that's going to happen tomorrow, or I guess by the time this video gets released today. It seems to be something interesting as it has two segments, which we're not sure how that's gonna go, but let's just wait and see. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope this video was informative, and let me know in the comments down below what your favorite redesign from the recent patch is. But anyways, that's gonna do for me, and as always, que hagas buen día, noche, cuando estás viendo este video. I'll see you guys in the next video.